You're listening to Two Chunks and a Hunk. Movie musings for mostly everyone. And a Hunk. My name is Jordan Wonders, and this week I'm your chunk.
I'm Doge, and Snowmobile, unhook. What are you doing? Wait, Tad, it's not Hunk activated, for God's sakes.
I'm Carter, and what kind of chunk forest doesn't have a cell tower?
Okay.
We're here.
Why are you the Hunk?
Do you guys, and it's important that when I ask this question, you answer it with yes, chef. Do you guys remember when we went to go see the movie The Menu?
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
Do you guys ever wish you could be in a high-stakes kitchen environment?
No.
Yes, chef.
I get to go to a high-stakes kitchen environment literally tomorrow, the day after we're recording this, and 2 days before. So they actually might pass away. At this thing. They might turn me into a s'more and light me on fire, just like in the Menu spoilers. But
some more.
Yeah, we got invited to go to this like swanky.
Cool.
It's a baller dinner, which I thought baller just meant cool, but that actually means it's a special
Dwayne
dinner
Johnson
for exactly. It's a special dinner for 8 to 15 people, hosted by Glenfiddich, the Scouch Company, and they want Jess and I to take some photos and video of it. So. This is just a little bit of like I know Hunk is usually like kind of a funny thing, but it's just a real brag that I'm really excited about. It's going to be
amazing.
super fun.
Glenfiddich was also the captain for, I think, the Slytherin team.
Yeah, that's very true. I did hear that.
Yeah.
I do remember reading that.
Not sure. That honestly seems so cool. I'm excited for you. Do you get to have some of the foods?
I don't actually think so.
Scraps. Maybe
I
you
don't
get
think
what they
so.
don't finish.
They got
I feel like there's going to be some like cool staffer who's like, hey, come back here.
Try a bite of this $400 hamburger. Actually, don't know if it'd be a $400. What would that be made out of? People, probably. That's a crazy
probably
expensive
people
hamburger.
at that point.
I bet they got a little crafty table for us, and I get some McNuggets or something. But it'll be cool to be there. Smell all the cool kitchen smells.
Smell the cool kitchen smells. Maybe you'll get some Glenfiddich. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's very nice stuff.
I bet if I get under the table and like lick people's knees or wag my tail really good, they might throw me a little bit off their plate.
Yeah, they might toss you some scraps.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is lick knees?
Easy.
That's cake.
I've licked worse for less.
That's cake.
Boy.
I was just going to let us sit in the silence of that statement.
Okay.
The most obvious choice when aggregating a series of action-based Christmas movies is I think a Christmas movie where someone is hurt very badly, suffers traumatic brain injuries.
Someone is amnesiated.
And no other movie fits that bill quite
It's never happened in a movie before besides this one.
Which is why, obviously, we're ending our Action Christmas series with the hardest action film of this year. And it is known as Falling for Christmas. And out with you.
Yeah.
Was that Alicia Keys?
It was Alicia.
Alicia Keys.
Who very appropriately has released her first Christmas album.
Oh, really?
Ever.
I didn't know that.
This very month, yeah.
Is it good?
Gonna have to give that a listen, actually.
I don't know if it's out yet. It could be today. I don't know when
Alicia,
it
you're
releases.
running out of time if it's not
Yeah, it
out
seems
yet.
like
You are
swing
running
and
out of
miss
time.
to not go ahead and have
There's
that
definitely.
out.
I'm a sucker, man. There's definitely artists that I love enough that I'm just down. Like if you're gonna release a Christmas album, I'm so in for that.
Yeah, for sure.
What easy cash that is. But I don't care.
Yeah. Speaking of easy cash, if you're like us and you're like, I don't really know what Falling for Christmas is, My Walking Life 01 on IMDb did leave a helpful review for us. They do let you know that this was a fun and adorable.
I've never heard you cue up your own synopsis before.
Well, this is not a synopsis, it's a review. It's a new thing I'm doing. They say this was a fun and adorable, lighthearted Christmas movie. Yes, I mostly put it on to see Lindsay make her great comeback, and I'm ready for her to be the new queen of Christmas. It put me into the holiday spirit.
I mean, come on, man.
So, that doesn't sound like something anybody would say no to, right?
Yeah.
Oak doke. That's what I have to say about that.
A new queen of Christmas has arrived.
The Christmas queen.
Sound the alarms.
Candace has vacated her throne.
What does a Christmas alarm sound like?
Sleigh bells.
It's like wah 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 wah.
Yeah. I dig it. I dig it.
Doge, give us a synopsis so that we can dig into the new Christmas Queen's comeback.
The Queen. This week's IMDb synopsis is anonymous, which means that the Queen of Christmas delivered it to us personally on a silver platter. Lindsay Lohan herself writes, in the days leading up to Christmas, a young and newly engaged heiress experiences a skiing accident. After being diagnosed with amnesia, she finds herself in the care of the handsome lodge owner and his daughter.
Yeah, all right, fair
Jordan, you usually kick us off here, but I have to say, when I was watching this, does this feel not a lot like Feliz Navidad in some ways? Or is that just every Hallmark movie has the dad who, or a family who lost one of the parents, new person in town? I don't know.
I'll never put this tree topper up.
I think it's like potatoes. Not in everything.
No, don't elaborate.
I wish you would have
just say that.
I think it's like potatoes. It's not in everything, but isn't it though? A little bit.
Isn't it a little bit?
Isn't it a little bit though?
Everything's a little bit potatoes.
I have a game to play, a new game that I've come up with.
Everything's a little bit potatoes.
Do you guys want to play the new game that I've come up with?
Yes, dude. I've been trying to play games on this podcast for 5 years.
Here's the game. It's called Who on Earth Is This Movie For?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
This is you get the pop culture notification. You read those before you read political news, before you read who won the runoff. You want to know,
No.
Jen Shaw go to jail yet?
I understand who this movie is ironically for.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm talking in the pitch meeting for Lindsay's comeback when they were like, and this group will eat it up for real. What was that group?
Who pitched it though? Because that changes. Was Netflix like, we have this script, we need a leading lady? Or Lindsay Lohan EP'd it? Was she like, I want to be a Christmas queen. I want to be the new queen of Christmas. Who will make this for me?
Doesn't matter. Let's change the question then. Well, like, rather than pitching it in the pitch meeting, maybe it's who bought this thinking that don't get me wrong. I know there's an audience. I understand that. But like, was this movie written and they were like, okay, I have the perfect movie because it's terrible.
Yeah. I think Netflix has become, there's like 3 main buckets for these kinds of Christmas movies. Netflix started this 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Christmas Prince, all that stuff. We got Vanessa Hudgens, right? Was in a handful of those. And she'll only make my argument stronger.
The Christmas Prince isn't Vanessa Hudgens. That's the Princess Switch.
Okay. The Princess Switch. I'm sorry. But then we have Hallmark, right? Who is the grand
They've
poobah
been doing this for years.
Founder of it. And then of course we've got Great American Family, which is going to be doing their own thing.
But they wouldn't touch this movie with a 10.5-foot pole because there is a gay gentleman in it.
Feels like, okay, look at our champions, Vanessa Hudgens, Lindsay Lohan. They're catching the millennial generation that has the vibe for that Hallmark flavor. Hallmark still has our Full House crew. You know, it's like the 80s.
Our Gen Xers.
Like our parents. Mm-hmm. That's what this is. So they were like, hey, what locks us in? Let's just try and grip all the people that already like the flavor of Hallmark movies. Let's take one of their champions who has fallen from grace. And then they were like, wait, she did fall, didn't she? Interesting.
She fell not only from grace, but from a mountain.
The irony. And let's just bring Lindsay.
Yeah,
This is such a soft landing. This is such a, if you're coming back, it would be one thing for her to be introduced in the MCU. Lindsay Lohan's back.
Lindsay Lohan is playing Jean Grey.
Or in the new Dan Aronofsky film, Lindsay Lohan. You know, it's just like, no, it's a Netflix Christmas movie. It's the easiest way to get back. This is when
you just just hit Darren Aronofsky's name like somebody on a skateboard who does a grind, but they just tap the pole at the very end.
Darnofsky. Yeah, it's easy. It's an easy landing. It's like when a Cristiano Ronaldo signs with or Beckham ends his career with an American squad.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, he's still around. Let's pay him pretty more than he's ever been paid.
Yeah,
just to get people here.
Did you know? So how long?
Quite the economic move.
I hope you guys haven't looked at this. How long was Lindsay Lohan gone? Vanished?
I did look at it already.
Okay. Jordan, how long?
I don't know, but I think it was like 5 years.
It was 3 years.
Just 3, yeah.
Doesn't it feel, for me, I was like, wow, first movie in 15 years. I can't believe she's still here doing it.
I don't think I've watched a Lindsay Lohan movie since I think the newest Lindsay Lohan movie I have seen is Mean Girls.
Probably Herbie Fully Loaded for me.
I've never seen Herbie Fully Loaded. So I think the newest Lindsay Lohan, she might as well have stopped acting in 2004 or whenever that came out. I think that is the newest Lindsay Lohan film I have seen.
I think it's very interesting though that, I don't know, I'm pretty sure I said this during our Deck the Hallmark series or maybe Streaming of a White Christmas. We've done these kinds of movies a number of times before. There's something really, really like, I don't know, something so fascinating about the production of these kinds of things for me, because these are usually shot in it's like 11, maybe 20 days. Like it is like less than a month shoot that they, at least Hallmark, the Hallmark process is like reportedly super fast. It's like you get one take to do this stuff. We're trying to move as quickly as possible, pay people as little as possible. So like on a Hallmark movie, any time that it's not like, if we're showing, for example, if we're showing Candace Cameron from behind, that's probably a Candace Cameron-sized woman in a Candace Cameron wig. Or if we're like showing a cutaway of her hands, that's probably not her hands. We didn't pay her to be there to just show her hands. We got a hand double for that stuff.
Trust me, I'd know if it was her hands.
How about the ending of this movie?
Yes, that's crazy.
Where
that light is just like
Sierra and Jake
Gandalf
are kissing
comes
strangers
from the mountaintop.
Yes. Yeah. They're not actually kissing each other. They're kissing each other's stand-ins, and that's why they have that huge lens flare out of nowhere.
Why did they do that?
Are they ever in this movie together? Could they not have just shot this? Like, did they film this completely separate?
A lot of times these things are shot like, for example, we may have only had that outdoor set built for an afternoon.
So that dude might have been like in the bathroom and they're like,
we have to shoot
pooping or something. And they're like,
we have to shoot this right now. We ran out. Like we didn't get to shoot this on the days we actually had Lindsay. We don't have her for that many days. We have to shoot this scene today. We'll show it from behind and we'll put a huge lens flare on it. Like it's like
huge lens
almost, I don't know, something about the production of these things.
Big J.J. Abrams fans.
It's so scrappy. It's like almost Star Wars-y to me of just like, we don't have time to get it perfect. Let's just get it done.
You heard it first, friends.
Be on one of
Falling
these
for Christmas
so
is the Star Wars of Christmas movies.
Not what I said.
I will super pump though.
Yeah.
It is. And I'm not looking at this just through Lohan tinted glasses, but my super pump was Lindsay Lohan. I think this made me realize that she's not, and this is going to sound crazy, Lindsay Lohan wasn't like the best child actor ever, but she wasn't bad. And Lindsay Lohan does feel to me, even this Lindsay Lohan who is back, above a Hallmark movie. It feels like she did so much better. And again, our measurables here are very bad. But to me was the best actor in this movie, personally. It's so bad. But She's my super pump. Hear it now?
No, I do want to say that the views expressed over the last 30 seconds are solely those of Carter Willis. They do not reflect the views or opinions. She's definitely
the best thing about this movie.
No, she's not. She is not the best actor in this movie. Not to me.
She's not the best actor. Oh, I'll super pump right now if you want me to super pump.
Yeah. Oh my God. Who?
You want me to super pump?
Yeah.
My super pump is Olivia Perez, the young daughter of the dad. She is charming.
No. She's equally as good at acting as Lindsay Lohan is.
You're out of your mind. No, you're out of your mind. She is charming. She is fun. And she has a future doing better things than this movie.
We just 100%. Watched Violent Night. Hold up. The girl from Violent Night is like infinitely better than this little girl.
Dude, I don't know. I think they're about the same caliber. I really think this little girl did a good job. Yeah. 100%. She was sort of the like heart and soul of this movie that actually made me care about anything going on because she was sweet and charming and silly. And I liked her.
Oh, I never cared about anything that was going on. But yeah. Okay.
I would say that Lindsay was bottom half of my movie experience.
Woo.
I didn't even know there were halves in a movie like this.
I know. It's binary.
For me, it's just binary. One big mixed color that's just on across the canvas.
It's binary. No, I'm really not proving a point or being facetious here. My super pump is legitimately the girl that plays Avi, I guess.
Let me.
You could have said any name right there, and I've been like, yeah, that's probably that girl.
Yeah, I don't know the name. I don't know the name. But I'm not trying to. Thought she was great.
I'm not trying to drown in your favorite like sauce.
No.
Something you don't want to eat at all.
Please.
But I also, with Lindsay Lohan being my super pump, I don't think she's back. I think a lot of people wanted Lindsay Lohan to be back means she's back to her best.
Yeah.
She's doing Mean Girls again. Yeah.
No, I think she's just here.
You know what's
Lindsay
Lohan though?
Is here. And I think she can just, if she wants though, Netflix will give her this. If she wants to be their Candace Cameron,
she'll do it.
And I'll watch everyone that comes out, by the way.
Yeah, go ahead.
Does she? So did you guys watch the credits bloops?
Yeah.
Those were acted. Those weren't even, those felt so fake to me. I really did. Did not like them.
Acted or not, what I was going to say is that is the only time I saw old Lindsay Lohan. Is in those credit bloopers. That is the only time that I was like, oh, she can still be. She can still be smiley and charming.
I thought personally that I saw some of the charm in the actual movie.
Yeah.
I saw glimpses of old. She's not back, but I was just like, yeah,
she's definitely not back.
She simultaneously doesn't belong here and belongs here.
I have it
was kind of sad.
A Lindsay-based observation.
Please tell me then.
And I want you guys to tell me, besides Parent Trap, has Lindsay ever been the best thing about a big Lindsay movie?
No.
I hate to break it to you, pal, but she's not even the best part about Parent Trap.
Yeah, not since Falling for Christmas has she been the best thing about a Lindsay Lohan movie.
But is that what it means to be peak Lindsay? Is like a very important support system for something that's going to steal the show.
Yeah, probably.
Because obviously it's the plastics in Mean Girls, right? It's Jamie Lee Curtis having the most fun she's ever had in a movie in Freaky Friday. It's the very cool animatronic car in Herbie Fully Loaded.
Dude, I weirdly, now that I'm thinking this through, I weirdly think there's a strong argument that her best performance is Freaky Friday.
Parent Trap. Oh, Freaky Friday.
Oh, I think Parent Trap.
No. Really?
Twice the performance. Performance.
That's true. That's true.
Double the roles.
Quantity over quality.
That's true. That's true. There's extra there.
That's good. Because I mean, I don't think she's particularly good in Mean Girls. She just doesn't get in the way.
Yeah.
And so
is that the Lindsay way to do it? Is that the Lindsay strength?
Probably.
Sure. Like a really excellent bass player.
Yeah, she gets in the way here for me, though.
She maneuvered past, because she was child actor. So she maneuvered past that in a way that was a touch more creative than we've seen before.
Yeah.
Some just don't even try. Some try and fall hard. Yeah.
Let me be very clear here. If I had the opportunity for me and Callie to go just spend an evening hanging out with Lindsay Lohan and just talking in a heartbeat, dude, I think she probably is a very cool hang.
Yeah.
I just don't think I think she's lost the touch. and the touch was only mid to begin with.
The middest touch.
The middest touch. Everything she touches turns to
mid.
I think that there is so much going on in this movie. And the only way I can think to tackle it is just throw the spaghetti.
Yeah.
Just hurl the spaghetti at the wall. So I want to talk about Tad. I'm tired of not talking about Tad.
Yeah.
What was this? What was this? What was this?
Hated this character.
Yeah.
That's my super dump.
Okay.
Tad is awful. So Chelsea and I watch a lot of The Real Housewives of name a city, and we've seen many seasons of it.
Rockwall.
And currently on the current season of Salt Lake City, Real Housewives of Salt Lake.
Pretty close to Des Moines, TBH.
It is pretty close. There is someone in here. Here's what. Regardless, it's reality TV, and I say that in quotes. Right? These ladies are clearly conscious that there are cameras everywhere, and they probably are a little bit more animated than they normally would be in real life. Yeah. But you sure can still tell the difference between somebody who's here to try their hardest to just kind of be themselves while there's cameras here, and then somebody who is just trying to sell a t-shirt. Like somebody who's trying to get the next quote and be the next person, trying to be able to hold, whatever the item is and be a regular cast member. And they're just fabricating things and just overacting. This guy tried too hard. It's one thing to be the...
Oh, so your problem is with George Young, the actor, not with Tad Fairchild, the character?
All of it. Let's package it all up. Yeah, it's like, it just doesn't work. He tried to Rickman this movie. It felt like he was aware of how dumb it was and tried to overact and just do whatever he possibly could. Like, I'm specifically talking about the Robin Hood, when Alan Rickman showed up and was just like, this is dumb. I'm going to be here and do whatever I want. And then that ended up being the best thing about it.
Yeah.
This is the worst thing
about it. Well, that's what I was
going
to say. In better hands, Tad's the best part about this movie. In better hands. Yeah. He could have been
I would agree.
Hilarious and weird and wacky. But instead, he's just like, offensive and sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awful.
It's so bad, dude.
It is. I think that's something maybe, I don't know. Like when we talk about these kind of movies, I almost am never interested in talking about the movie itself. And I'm way more interested in why does this happen this way? Why does Netflix, who can make great original stuff, intentionally aim at this kind of thing just because it's the genre?
That's the game I'm talking about. Who's this for, dude?
And it's like, I think like with Tad, it is the acting and direction of like a kid's show. Like absolutely, he felt like he'd be the villain in like some like kids show on Nickelodeon or Disney Channel or something. But just there's not a talking dog in this script. It's just all grown-ups having grown-up problems with the acting and the direction of children's entertainment.
Yeah, I think I'm settling into, based on a lot of what we're saying, I think I'm settling into that they had to have greenlit this project knowing that the only audience is like non-committal Hallmark fans and the morbidly curious.
And movie podcasts.
If you're,
everybody's talking about this this year, right?
Morbidly curious. I would file us under morbidly curious. Because I think that if your target audience here is the hardcore Hallmark freeform and probably Great American Family
they're not
audience,
into it.
They're not into it because there's a gay character. If your target audience is the people who have jumped on board with Hallmark more recently because of their inclusion of LGBTQ characters, then I would say that you missed the mark because your gay character is an offensive stereotype. So all that's left here, right, is
people who liked Mean Girls.
Yeah. But not, I don't know, man, because
It's not just that.
It's not just that.
1/3 of Hallmark's profits every year come from the 40 movies that they release during the Christmas season.
Oh, for sure.
They cost $2 million. And like Doge was saying, they take 2 weeks to film. Those movies, on average, over the last 2 or 3 years right now, are making a total of $350 million for the Hallmark Channel.
Wow.
It is that was a metaphor only for DBU grads. But it's like the brownstones of, it's like, hey, we can build this in 6 months and then just, it pays itself back in 6 months.
I think it is the exact same thing. Jess and I were talking about the Christmas ugly sweater industry, how that's become a thing over the last 10 years or so. Like when it started and it was like, isn't it funny that my great aunt had this sweater it's a one-off, personally created, handcrafted knit sweater of a kitten wearing a Santa hat, and it looks horrible. Isn't it hilarious that somebody tried really hard and this is what they were like, yes, I love this. Same with sci-fi original movies since Sharknado. Like, I think all of this kind of stuff started as like, isn't it funny that this channel tried so hard?
Dude, yeah.
And this is all they made. And then the creators saw that and were like, I could just screen print a, air quotes, ugly Christmas sweater that's just like a R2-D2 and a reindeer and sell it for $40. Easy. Yeah. I'll do that every year. Why try?
You're brilliant, Doge. I think that might be exactly what this is. It's just like,
that's great.
Why shoot for a 10 when a 2 will make the same amount of money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, why, I mean, why try? Because that's the thing with like, and I think sci-fi original movies, Hallmark movies all follow that ugly Christmas sweater where it's like people got into it because it was like, somebody looked at this and was like, this is the best we can do. And then now people are like, well, we can just aim for something crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is like, if we wanted to add another universe. So it's so fun when we talk about big subject matter that has multiple installments from many different genres and looks, like Star Wars, Marvel, and Christmas. It's like, we've got Violent Night, which is like, oh, you can use this. Then you have movies like Netflix has done, like Klaus, which are like,
which is amazing.
Hey, there are like some legitimate things about this season that can actually hit you in the feels that no other things can.
Klaus is so good.
Yeah, and Klaus is so good. And there's like the classics, like The Grinch comes up all the time, Elf, and then you've got even like adjacent Christmas, Die Hard, things like that. And then you have this, which is just the genre that is strategically lazy.
Yeah.
But it's because it makes a lot. It's the job that you've been in forever because it's easy.
Yeah.
You know? And you know you're capable of more. But you just kind of stick around and answer the calls because it's paying the bills.
Yeah.
It's a great point. That's a great point. I had not considered the ugly Christmas sweater angle, but it suddenly clicks very hard for me and makes a lot of sense. The only other thing that makes as much sense to me as ugly
sometimes
Christmas
even
sweater
dollars
theory is shout announcements.
Let's do it then.
It's shout announcements. Oh. Hey, do you like a little intrigue?
Ooh.
Do you like a little pizzazz? Do you like a little stranger watching through your window, sending letters with magazine cutouts?
No.
Declare.
What about a little mystery? He hath returned, Mr. E. And he has sent a missive our way, and all it says is, prepare. I don't know what that means, but somehow he wrote it in that accent. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Prepare.
Hey,
Prepare yourself.
And coming at you first things first in 2023, a little bit of Mr. E.
Wow.
Get ready.
So excited for that.
I'm pumped. I'm excited.
In between now and the imminent arrival of our doom at the hands of Mr. E, we do have one more movie coming your way. And we will be reviewing Avatar 2 Way of Water, which releases next week. Guys, early critic reactions are into this.
Really?
Have you seen anything about this?
I saw what Diego Del Gorbo had to say about this.
Diego Del Gorbo says it's a movie, probably making fun of Harry, but who knows? Most folks who have seen this movie say that it is miles better than Avatar 1, which is not a high bar to clear.
No, that's pretty easy. I would hope it's better than Avatar 1.
But critics are absolutely raving about Avatar 2.
Wow.
saying, don't bet against James Cameron. This is how you make a blockbuster movie. This is the best movie of the year. And
What?
we've talked before on the show about how it has to be the third highest grossing movie of all time to even turn a profit. Judging by critic reactions, that is not going to be a hard metric for this movie to pass. This is apparently phenomenal. And we'll be seeing it next week. We'll be releasing our Avatar 2 Way of Water episode. In the grand spirit of Avatar, where it takes a long time to get the next installment of something, our episode our episode was going to be a couple of days late. We're looking at releasing that later on in the week, but we do have something special coming for all you Patreon folks on Tuesday of next week. Our long-awaited conclusion to the Geely cycle will be released.
The saga.
Yay.
The Geely saga. Jordan has never been more excited about the end of a year.
Yeah, it's 2 big episodes for you, bud.
Geely and a sequel to my favorite movie, Avatar. I hope I'm wrong, dude. I hope I sit down to record the Avatar episode and just eat bowls full of crow. I genuinely hope that, because
I believe that you'll come in
if I have
and be
to go watch 6 hours of James Cameron's dream from 12 years ago finally realized, then I hope it's at least worth my time. But I'm telling you right now, I got doubts.
It's gonna. Here's the thing.
If there's 2 things Jimmy Cam's good at, it's sequels and water.
Yeah, sure. Hey,
water and sequels. Hey, there we go.
Look, I'm down.
Yeah, I'm excited for the episode. I think regardless of how good the movie is, this episode should be.
It's gonna be a good one.
Lots
of
fun.
Yep.
And Doge had mentioned Patreon for those that want to hear the end of Geely.
Carter, will you just update folks who may not have read the first installment of A Song of Geely from us?
Yeah, if you wanna go listen to that episode, it was fun. It ended up being a lot of fun. It's a bad movie, and we knew it was going to be bad. And then these guys tricked me and didn't finish the movie. I was the only one that finished the movie, and so they gave me an opportunity to quiz them on how that movie ended, and I had fun. It literally, I've never felt more seen.
I would like to remind everybody that we did move the goalposts, and we should not have to watch Geely.
No,
and
you
moved the goalposts.
You Icarus a little bit.
We
no,
did. We flew way
Doge
too close to the
Icarus.
sun. Nah.
Doge Icarus.
Nah.
I have to
Listen
finish
back
this
and let us
movie
know
because
who
of
Icarus.
Doge.
Our top tier of
I don't actually remember if
Patreon.
that's true.
Top tier Patreon is that $5 tier. You can join our Discord community, which right now is in the final month of this season, this 3rd season of Box Office Ball. And it's really close. It's really close. Our top 3 competitors are pretty much locked in because they guessed Zoe Saldana, who is going to make that Avatar 2 monies. But then someone took a risk and did Johnny Legs, because he has 2 movies released right now and could possibly, with the combination of, maybe squeak out a really close win. So it's been pretty fun to watch that. We'll be getting prepared for Box Office Ball Season 4. So if you want to get into Discord, now is the time. You've got about 3 or 4 weeks before we get Season 4 started so that you can jump right on in and get your roster ready for that next.
Quick note about Patreon. For those of you who are working on holiday shopping lists, send to the people that you love, you can buy a whole year at once on Patreon.
You can grab it all.
Delicious.
And we never talk about we've got merch, people.
We do got merch.
Like if you want to get for that chunky in your life.
Yeah.
If you want to get them a mug, if you want to get them a onesie, if you want to, it's all out there.
Yeah.
We got lots of good merch.
Head to twochunksandhunks.com and click the store tab. You can wear our faces on your chest. You can wear you can drink out of our faces on your mug. Lots of stuff you could do with our faces.
And last announcement, I did just get a text from, it's anonymous, but he's a little more obvious than he thinks he is. Vin texts me every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
Goes under the moniker.
Does he spell
Din
like he
Wiesel.
talks?
No, it's Din Wiesel. Yeah, a lot of W's. But he did say before Christmas he would like more ratings and reviews for both Spotify and iTunes.
It's weird that he's asking Putin for that, but I guess, I don't know, it worked for him one time.
Yeah. I mean, if it works once, try again.
We'll see.
That's what I always say.
If you own a small to medium-sized business that kept employees on payroll through COVID, you may have a big cash refund waiting for you. The Employee Retention Credit is a tax credit of up to $26,000 per employee. And now, more businesses than ever qualify. The experts at RefundsPro.com specialize in cutting through the red tape of qualifying for this government program. Most of their refunds are over $100,000. Even businesses that have received PPP funds may be eligible. And there are absolutely no fees unless you receive a refund. So there's no reason not to apply. If your business experienced shutdowns, limited capacity, supply chain challenges, or reduced revenue due to COVID, you likely qualify. RefundsPro.com has already helped hundreds of businesses. So don't lose the refund you're owed by missing the deadline. Get started today with a free 5-minute questionnaire at RefundsPro.com. That's refunds with an S, pro.com.
Whether it's Kroger's Simple Truth Turkey or mac and cheese with Murray's English Cheddar or pie made with fresh Cosmic Crisp apples, there are many dishes we look forward to sharing during the holidays. And Kroger has all the fresh ingredients you need to turn today's holidays into tomorrow's memories. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Get more ways to save at the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Just buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The JCPenney Mystery Sale is back for the holidays. Through Thursday, usher in huge holiday savings with our in-store coupon giveaway. You can get an extra 30, 40, or even 50% off while they last. Simply find an associate for a coupon, then peel to reveal your deal. Hurry in now to discover the savings you've been wishing for. We got your holiday. JCPenney. Coupon valid on select styles through 12/15. Exclusions apply. Giveaway in-store only. Must be 18 years or older. See store for details.
We're back. It's time to talk about something I don't like about this movie.
Say it then.
I'm going to super dump.
Oh. Do it then.
Ooh. I mean this in every sense.
I get so excited when you preamble
when
like
I postulate. I mean this in every sense of the word.
Come on.
The script.
Yeah, woof.
The dialogue, the story itself. These people have never seen a movie. They've never talked to another live human being.
It's quick, man. It is. They must have made this
8 minutes. 8 minutes. If it's longer than 8 minutes, I'll be surprised if it took them longer than 8 minutes to write this script.
Yeah.
It's one of the bad ones.
It's one of the bad ones.
One of those classic bad scripts.
It does slot into the bad one category.
What happens though? Is it because it's modern? If it's a modern movie? Because Cutthroat Island is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
Is so stupid. But it's good. So what happens with this, you know? Like, what is it?
I think it's because I wish I should have written down specific lines of dialogue. If I was inclined to pay more attention to this movie, I probably would
not
have.
Enough chutzpah, maybe. It's not enough effort from anybody.
I think that's what it is, dude. Nobody talks like this. Lindsay Lohan at one point says something along the lines of like, yes, it's quite cold.
Yes,
what are you, a Victorian child?
Yes,
what is this?
Well, the role was originally written for Sir Michael Caine.
Apparently.
Quite cold. It's quite cold.
It is genuinely, it feels like the kind of thing that I would have been in high school theater class and would have been tasked with writing like a monologue. And this movie feels like a collection of monologues written by high school students.
Yo, if I'm a theater teacher, the only way this makes an A is if it's just an effort grade. If it's just a participation grade.
If you know that the kid's having a tough year.
If we've been talking about how to write, right? I can't. This is not I'm going to be honest. It's best for me to be honest.
If the star quarterback wrote this and it's playoff season and you're like, you know what? At least he wrote something. Like, he's busy. He could have blown this off. At least he wrote something. Then I could give it an A. But beyond that, these are full grown adults. Somebody paid for this script.
I have to imagine. So like,
not much though. That's the point, right?
Like,
it's cheap
because $40 in a trip to In-N-Out, probably.
They've totally co-opted the Hallmark production model. I just checked the production dates of this movie. It was shot from November 15th to December 11th of 2021, a full year ago. It's 26 days to shoot this movie.
Not even a month.
Not even an entire month to shoot this movie. Like creating a 90-minute adventure for Lindsay Lohan to go on, shooting for less than a month. That's totally the Hallmark production model, which means the script was written in like 3 weeks.
Well, maybe then even more focusing my super dump of the script is that if you know that that's the rigorous method that you will be shooting your movie, spend a little more time on the front end of things and make your script a little better, at least a little better.
Celebsindepth.com has given me the pay that Lindsay got for this movie. Did y'all see that? Have y'all found that?
No. Can we guess?
Go ahead. I don't want to give any hints then.
Oh, man. I'm going to go generous here. And I'm going to say she got like no. Lindsay Lohan got $800,000 to make.
I was going to say $750,000.
So we were talking about the Hallmark movies are cheap and they cost about $2 million.
This looked more expensive. I would bet 2.5.
It did look more expensive.
2.7.
Lindsay got paid $2 million.
Whoa. Hey,
what was the budget for this movie?
Get that bag, Lindsay. That's
the
fine.
next line in this article is Lindsay Lohan has a current net worth of $1.5 million.
She got out of some debt.
This got her out of the debt.
Out of some debt. Good for
and
you.
now she's up at 1.5. $2 million, which here, it is still to me the Hallmark cookie cutter way of creating a movie. Because $2 million for Netflix right now to pay somebody is actually very cheap. Very cheap. When Red Notice cost what? $100 million to make? Or Gray Man was like their first $150 million. I mean, it was like 9-figure budget.
What's the budget for this movie? Can you find that? I can't find it.
I haven't found it. So I don't know what the remaining was.
$2.5 million.
It's been $500,000.
No, honestly, some of the visuals looked good. Can we talk, speaking of visuals, about maybe the most, I can't think of a more reused shot in recent memory than that group of 3 people in red bathing suits in the clear hot tub on the roof.
Yeah.
I bet we saw it. I'm not kidding. I bet we saw it 9 times.
Yeah. I was going to say probably 6 or 7.
It was just the same shot that had been digitally altered to be from a different angle.
Right. They did a lot of shooting in front of plates for this movie. Like a lot of blue screen work in this movie, which is expensive. And so I think they probably shot those folks 1 or 2 times. At 26 days to shoot, it was probably, let's take an afternoon to get you through costume, makeup, get the set ready, shoot you in this tub. And then we're going to CG that tub onto all of our different drone shots of the exteriors of this ski lodge.
What do they call it where there's
she made $2 million in a month, dude.
Is it second unit?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Where is there like a 3rd or 4th unit as well?
I have no idea.
I feel like they might have sent their 5th unit out on a couple of these shots, dude.
They definitely had one drone op that they paid for like 2 days to just go shoot a bunch of drone footage of this stuff. There's so much drone footage in this movie.
They just sent a bunch of kids with handheld camcorders.
I will say, one thing I noticed is cinematography is obviously horrible.
Sure.
It looks incredibly digital. We're trying to mimic that Arri Alexa look. I don't know that we really hit it with our super raised shadows and stuff like that. But when they're inside the lodge, it's clear that there's not a back wall because that's a super long zoom lens, which is why everything is so out of focus behind them. But those are the only 2 shots. That shot with that super long zoom, that's the only thing in this movie that actually looks like it was locked off on a tripod. It really looks like everything else in this movie was handheld except for our plate work. And I wonder if that's because we're holding the camera because we have 1 take to shoot this scene and then John holding the camera has to sprint across the studio to shoot something else over here.
Well, they probably
so that we can get this all done in 26
after
days.
Paid Lindsay.
After they paid Lindsay, they gave her all the tripod money.
Look, it's boring. It's boring to dookie all over this movie. Doge, do you want to super dump? And then I'm going to force us to say some nice stuff. Like your mom would do.
You know what I'll do? I'll super dump and then super pump.
Oh, you haven't done either?
Do it.
I haven't done either.
Oh, yeah. Hit us with the 1-2
it.
punch. And then I'm going to do what your mom did when you were mean to your siblings and make you say some nice stuff.
Okay. I'll super dump first then, and then I can start us off with the nice stuff.
I love it.
My super dump is that Santa Claus is really underutilized in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Santa is in this movie. The real Santa.
The most unsettling Santa Claus I have ever.
Himself, the real actual Santa, is in this movie for 2 scenes. And we have another aged, white-bearded man who is not Santa, who should have been Santa. Tad absolutely should have stumbled into Santa Claus's shack rather than the guy who has the moon landing poster on his wall.
What a terrible throwaway joke. Just that Tad didn't know we had already
didn't know about the moon landing? Yeah. There's that total weird, like,
that's so stupid.
There's that kind of like a little bit of boomer undercurrent in this movie of just like kids today, all they want to do is get on Instagram and they don't know about the moon landing. It's like, that's a weird thing to be mad about.
William Bus Riley played they don't call him Santa.
Okay.
Our chestnut vendor. And his top credit on IMDb is Hereditary.
Chestnut vendors coming to town.
He is the teacher in this classroom scene.
Oh, God.
Where it's easy to forget anything else that's going on besides what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Does he have those veneers in real life, or did the movie force him to get those insane veneers?
I don't know.
I just think that Tad, it's a bad joke because Tad is the right age. He would have definitely grown up on Even Stevens and would definitely have known that we went to the moon in 1969, not 1970, but a year sooner.
I bet Butterfly Effect at some point Lindsay Lohan and Shia LaBeouf have crossed paths, which means that either Lindsay Lohan exists in the universe of Falling for Christmas or Even Stevens does not exist in the universe of Falling for Christmas.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I'll super pump though.
Yeah, bring it.
My super pump is that Santa Claus himself is in this movie. Because of course he is. That's the funniest, that's the final, that's the thing that could elevate this movie into something I actually love, is that this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And also the real Santa is in here running around in the background selling chestnuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that Santa Claus is in this movie because he came on the screen and touched his nose and did the magic to make her wish fly away. And I was like, of course Santa's in this.
Dude, I was crying laughing at the idea of this little girl's wish just being that a socialite would die.
Yeah, and Santa's like, I can do that.
Hey, Violent Night 2. Santa obligated to fulfill the wishes of children.
Oh, interesting. And there's some
and they wish for something
effed up kids.
Something happened.
Yeah, Ooh. I think I'm glad that you kicked this off with your super pump that is so ridiculous, because I think most of the stuff that is quote unquote good about this movie is stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so certainly.
Specifically, I want to call a little bit of attention to the fact that nobody really looks for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gone, I guess.
She's supposed to, I think, kind of be like a Paris Hilton.
Right.
And who doesn't know about this person?
Do you
think
that everybody is pissed that Disney Channel already nailed the perfect Paris Hilton parody name and nobody else can take it? Because London Tipton is untouchably good.
Yeah, that's really good.
As
that's
a really fake good Paris Hilton name.
Yeah. Yeah. Her dad's name is Beauregard Belmont.
Beauregard. That's so powerful.
Isn't that great?
Beauregard.
Here's another question.
Beauregard Belmont.
How hard did they want to cast Dennis Leary and couldn't afford him, so they just got this dude?
Oh, yeah. They got Dennis Nearly.
Dennis Nearly! Hey-oh. Very good.
Shoot, dude. This is why we pay the big
so
bucks.
Cute, dude.
This is why you guys pay me $2 million per episode.
That's why. Yeah. Court Overstreet sucked.
Yeah, big time.
What did I say, dude?
As Jake.
You gotta say nice things.
Say something nice about Court Overstreet. Say something
nice
Jake.
about Court Overstreet. I need to hear you.
Right now, I need you to say something nice about Court Overstreet. In fact, a moment. That should be a rule for every episode from now on. We just have to always say something nice about Court Overstreet, and then we can do our podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
He got to sing a little bit. And he's a pretty good singer. Mm-hmm. He was a Glee cast member. And I'm glad he got to sing.
Are you glad that Lindsay got to sing a couple times too?
Sure.
It was her idea to do Jingle Bell Rock as like a
of course it
homage
was,
to Mean Girls. And then she...
If it's your first time back in all these 36 months, you have to make sure people remember your name.
She said,
you know what I'm saying?
She was reportedly surprised that the studio asked her to do an entire full cover of that song. She was like, what if I sing it in this scene? And Netflix was like, you would do that? Would you do a whole one for the soundtrack too?
Dance, monkey, dance! Yeah, that's basically what happened. That would be like in Jingle All the Way if Arnold was like, I'll be back. It's like, wait,
hey, did you guys notice that the girl that worked at the Beauregard Belmont Lodge that handed, is his name Jake?
Yeah.
Jake.
Yeah.
That handed Jake a towel in the locker room is also the same blonde girl that was like on the carriage ride that he was drawing. Yep. And they just never addressed it. It wasn't like, I remember you from earlier when you gave me a towel. Like, is she a different character? She's only credited as one name on IMDb. So is it the same girl?
Who knows?
I mean, if you watch Hamilton, a lot of the roles are reused in the second act. Like actors play two roles. So it's just these high dollar productions. That's
true, actually. This is a lot like Hamilton.
Art. Yeah.
I have no other notes. This is a lot like Hamilton. I think that's a great point that I didn't.
Let's rate it.
I didn't really consider. I'm going to need one genuine compliment about this movie from Carter.
I did. I liked Lindsay Lohan.
He liked Lindsay Lohan. He liked that Cord Overstreet got to sing some. You say something nice about Cord Overstreet, Jordan.
I think that his beard filled in nice.
I called from the jump the first time that Tad and Sierra's assistant were in the same room that they were going to end up together.
Oh, interesting. I didn't see that coming. That was a Shyamalanian twist for me.
It's actually outside the ski lodge. It's modern times.
Hey, I'll say this. The bed and breakfast, Jake's bed and breakfast, I'd go.
Cute. Charming, right?
I'd go.
Yo, somebody who wrote this liked the ending of It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
And they were just like, you're greedy little super pump, Jordan, immediately goes and grabs like an offering basket. And she's like, no way, money? Here's a perfect receptacle for all the money I think you should give us and all the wonderful things.
Yeah. I honestly hate when children get to have a home.
No, dude.
No, I hate that.
I'm over that.
I hate that.
I'm so over that.
It sucks.
Big the Road fan over here.
Cormac, where you at? It's time to rate this. It's time to rate the movie. And we're going to rate
the movie? I'm not done talking about the movie yet, though.
Okay, what else do you have for us?
Keep going, then.
Why did Netflix co-opt the Hallmark ethos? That the world is bad now. That if you love money and love new things, it's bad. And you should instead decide to be a working class homemaker. And why did they, I think there is something inherently problematic with completely erasing Lindsay Lohan's entire character. It's not like she retains the good parts of Sierra. She just fully decides to live as Sarah and be like Miss Domestic Homemaker. I love washing clothes instead of, you know what I mean? I think there's something like pretty inherently problematic with that script that Netflix may have accidentally communicated. Or maybe they did.
I would think it was accidentally. I think they were trying to be like,
maybe they did communicate
she's never served herself. So here were the little things that she doesn't know how to do, I guess.
You would give up everything for Jake. I know you would. I get it.
I mean, I'm definitely Team Jake over Team Tad.
Oh, for sure.
It's a real Edward and Jacob situation. Everybody's talking about it all the time. You got to pick your side.
It's Jacob.
Tadward and Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I agree.
Is that something accidentally in this script, or were they like, this is the view of people who love Hallmark movies, let's aim for that on purpose, which
I don't think
might suck worse.
I think the intentional communication was, isn't it funny that she's never done laundry or cooked an egg before? And then now
but then decides to live as Sarah. Like she retains no part of Sierra.
I don't think, So just having Lindsay Lohan alone makes me think that's not the case. Because Lindsay Lohan's most popular thing is Mean Girls, which if you were to watch that, it's so much different than watching an episode of Full House. It's like one is clearly more conservative than the other.
By the way, just in case we have to state it, get the bag, Lindsay. Like no shade 100%. For taking this movie.
Not at all.
Collect that check.
If you want to Mariah Carey your way through the Christmas season for the rest of your life and not really have to work.
I mean, that IMDb user said it best, right? The new queen of Christmas has arrived. She's on her throne. We don't get to decide if she gets to sit there or not.
Bend the knee or suffer the consequences. That's what I always say.
Would she have even been considered if she didn't have that scene from Mean Girls? When we got to see her Christmas step?
No.
Interesting.
I don't think so.
So that ultimately would save her.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're going to rate it using the scientific scale, which is perfect and as follows. The best thing we could ever say about a movie is own it. Don't lend it.
Buy that poster.
The next best thing is buy it. That's followed by rent it and then stream it. After that is forget it. And last but certainly least, the worst thing we could ever say about a movie. God hath forsaken us.
Good for you, Lindsay. But I still would forget it. I don't know, man. It's not unforgettable. It's not bad enough to be a stream for me. I think the best it could have been was a stream for me, but it would have had to make me laugh, and I never laughed in this. I had characters that showed up that I wanted to hurry up and get past this. You know? Yeah. I loved Santa, and I loved Lindsay Lohan, and I loved the grandma. And that was it.
Yeah.
I would forget it.
As long as that check clears, then I say keep making these. Forget it. Firmly forget it. I'll never watch it again. It's terrible. And yeah, like you said, it's not bad enough to be like a hate watch, but it's also not redeemable enough to be like, if nothing else is on, I'll throw it on. There's just like infinitely better and infinitely worse movies to fill your time with than this. It's an easy forget it. I knew it was a forget it like 10 minutes into the movie.
I am firmly team Lindsay over team Falling for Christmas.
Yeah.
I am much more happy that Lindsay Lohan got the bag to do this movie.
Sure.
Than I am that this movie was actually made. Because of Netflix's model for these movies, I don't believe that actors receive any residuals. Like, I think it's just like a one-time fee. Because, you know, sometimes in movies, you'll say like, in lieu of a salary to be in this movie, I would like a percentage of the box office residuals. That's RDJ famously did that for every Marvel movie after Iron Man, which got him the bag over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Lindsay was paid one time for this movie, and that money is already in her bank account. So God hath forsaken us on this movie.
She spent $500,000.
God hath forsaken us.
God hath forsaken us.
She's already spent $500,000.
Nobody should, for any reason, watch this movie. If it was theatrical, I would say maybe you should watch it to help Lindsay get a little more of that bag. But nobody should, for any reason, ever watch this movie. Don't touch it with a 49.5-foot pole. It's a black banana with a greasy black peel. It's absolutely terrible. It's offensively terrible in the way that it's...
How could you be offended by something you knew would be that bad, though?
It's like a...
How dare you?
It's a Taco Bell thing, right? Where it's like if you eat something from Taco Bell that you're like, this is gross, but it tastes awesome.
Yeah.
This is like something from Taco Bell that tastes bad. Like, this is gross and it sucks. Get out of here. God hath forsaken us. I will never, ever go anywhere near this movie again. If they make Falling for Christmas 2, I'll watch it one time.
Yeah, I will watch it. I will watch it if they make a sequel or if she makes another Christmas movie.
Her sister from Parent Trap should be in this one. The British one.
I always thought she was the better actress.
This is definitely not anytime Lindsay Lohan now will do some Christmas movie for Netflix, it is certainly not watching The Car Wreck. It's more like watching The Wobbly Wheel. And you're like, whoa. Or like the GIF, there's a handful of them if someone's got really high heels on. Yes. And it just looks like their ankles are breaking. Yeah. But they're still walking. I was like, I'm down. I will watch.
I got you. Respect for you on that. Yeah.
I agree.
I hope you don't fall.
But if you do, I hope I see it.
Yeah. It would be more interesting if it was watching a car wreck, I think. Well, that does it for
It'd be more interesting if it was one of those 6-hour fireplace loops that you can put on.
Interesting. Next week, we're coming at you a little bit later in the week than normal, but we will be coming at you hot with Avatar 2, The Way of Water. And then don't forget Mr. E, first thing in January. One of these things is exciting. To end today's episode, I'd like for each of us to say our name and what we would sell at our booth in this Christmas town. For 2 Chunks and a Hunk, my name is Jordan Wonders, and I would be the peppermint stick guy. Not candy canes, not candy canes.
No
peppermint
curve.
Sticks. Peppermint sticks. That's what I
big,
sell.
big, thick ones?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the
rebar.
size of like a
peppermint rebar.
I'm thinking like the size of like a pretzel rod. You know what I mean? Something you can really just like tear the plastic off the top, keep your hands from getting sticky, and just go about your day.
I'm Doge. Movie scripts.
They're clearly in need. There's a demand.
Right. I'm going to see if I can Truman show somebody.
Yeah.
I'm Carter, and it's only because I recently went to a booth style event and I got what I'm adapting. But I'm going to call it Jolly Lotte.
Okay.
And elote is one of my favorite things. It's corn in a cup.
Yeah.
But this was actually on the cob, and it was wonderful at a church that at a school that our church meets out of. They had an event, and we went to that. But here's what Jolly Lotte is. It is our cup, and it is full of warm buttered popcorn with usually you're going to have in actual elote some kind of cream. In this sense, it would be, I would say, maybe either like a cream cheese or like an icing,
perhaps a warm
type vibe
caramel
that we put in there. Could be a warm caramel that we have as well. And then we'll have some churro dust on top. And I'll be selling the Jolly Lotte.
Yeah, I love that.
That's
Grab
incredible.
a spoon. Get it done.
I love that.
Did you eat the elote that was popcorn, or are you inventing popcorn elote right now?
I'm inventing popcorn elote.
That's incredible.
Delete this.
I don't think.
Yeah. We have to save that.
Delete this. Let's talk after the episode.
At the Home Depot, we have plenty of Christmas trees to make your holidays even more magical. Hundreds of full, easy-to-assemble artificial trees that look so real, you may be convinced they actually are. And for those who love that fresh pine smell, we have a parking lot full of fresh-cut trees to call your own. We'll even help you load your tree in the car so you can bring home the holidays. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
TCM's award-winning podcast, The Plot Thickens, is back. This time with legendary actress Pam Grier, the fearless action hero who beat down the bad guys on screen, yet her toughest battles began the moment the camera stopped rolling. Join us for our new season of Turner Classic Movies podcast, The Plot Thickens, Here Comes Pam, hosted by TCM's Ben Mankiewicz. Available now anywhere you listen to podcasts. Visit tcm.com/podcast to learn more.
This holiday season, Peloton's got a gift for you. Get up to $400 off Peloton Bike, Bike Plus, or Tread packages. Choose the package that's right for you with accessories like our cycling shoes, a heart rate band, non-slip grip dumbbells, and more. Peloton, fitness that stays with you. This limited time offer ends December 25th. Visit onepeloton.com to learn more. All access membership separate. Offer ends December 25th, 2022. Excludes Bike, Bike Plus, and Tread Basics. See additional terms at onepeloton.com.
It's a season of giving back. That's why Kia is expanding our partnership with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and making a donation for every eligible new car purchase during the holidays through Kia's Accelerate the Good program. Kia, movement that inspires.
Kia will donate $8 for every new Kia vehicle that is purchased or leased at authorized Kia dealerships and delivered to retail customers between November 11th, 2022 and December 31st, 2022, with a guaranteed minimum donation of $1 million to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. See kia.com/season of giving back for details.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you more of what you love, like premium travel benefits and access to Taylor Swift tickets. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. Plus, get access to Taylor Swift The Eras Tour, presented by Capital One. Maybe I'll see you there. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.